Chris staring up the second floor of the office and noticed something strange. Whenever his boss walked across the glass floor, it bent a little under his weight. That meant the boss was much heavier than a normal person, maybe not even human. Chris also noticed that whenever the boss climbed the stairs, he looked nervous and always needed his secretary's help. That got Chris thinking something dangerous. If the glass broke, the boss would fall and die. That night, Chris stayed late at work. He started testing how much pressure it would take to crack the glass. He didn't realize his boss had silently walked in behind him and was watching. Chris quickly made up a story, saying he was working on a video game. Surprisingly, the boss liked the idea and even turned it into the company's next project. Chris, who was close to being fired, had suddenly earned back the boss's trust. A few days later, the boss invited Chris to a special club. Inside, Chris was shocked to see the place full of beautiful women. The boss told him to talk to anyone he wanted, and even said he could take someone home if he liked. Chris felt awkward, so he went to the bar for a drink. A blonde woman waved him over, but just as he was about to talk to her, the boss showed up. Thinking she was with the boss, Chris excused himself and left. When he came back, she was gone. Only the boss was sitting there. Then the boss asked Chris, "I need you to deliver a bag." Chris agreed, not knowing there was a living person inside. When he found out, he panicked and refused to do anything illegal. The boss said nothing and kept driving. Later, when they stopped at a gas station, Chris opened the bag. It was the same blonde woman. She quickly ran out, looked back at him and said, "Be careful," before disappearing. When the boss returned, he didn't say a word, but he clearly knew what happened. The truth was, he had been testing Chris's loyalty. Realizing Chris wasn't completely loyal, he left him there and drove off. The next morning, Chris noticed something odd. The club from last night was now an office building. Suspicious, he borrowed the boss's phone, pretending to test a game, and secretly installed a virus. He found a strange number the boss called once every month. Each time, it led to the same jewelry shop. Chris went there and asked the old shopkeeper if he knew the boss. The man stayed silent, shut the shutters, and Chris nervously apologized. But instead of harming him, he pulled out a map and explained, years ago, a woman had brought him a design for a gold item and paid a large sum for it. Since then, different women have come every month to order the exact same thing. Every order was under the same name, the Goddess of Nick. The man had made this item 250 times. All the pieces together formed a full human-sized skeleton. Chris realized it could be inside his boss. He rushed to the office to warn people, but before he could, masked men attacked him. The old shopkeeper appeared, shot at them, and told Chris to run. Chris ran back to the office, grabbed a hammer, and confronted the boss. "Is your real name Nick?" he asked. The boss stayed silent. Angry, Chris smashed the hammer into the glass floor. Cracks spread fast. The boss looked terrified. Chris hit it again with full force. The glass gave way, and the boss fell through. One of his fingers was cut off by the shards. When Chris ran downstairs, the boss was gone. Chris took the finger home. When he put it in hot water and scraped it, underneath the skin was pure gold. This proved the boss's skeleton really was made of gold. But how he became that way was still a mystery.